Hey everybody, welcome back to Parkitect Disneyland. If you'd seen the last episode, you would have seen me start Tomorrowland, which is what I'm doing here, and I actually started the attraction Star Tours, which is a Star Wars simulator ride. I found that I placed the ride too close to the little wall here, and so that path leading into Tomorrowland from that direction was very narrow. So I'm just going to kind of widen that up a little bit and kind of just change it slightly, and I'm just going to change the front of Star Tours. I had a bit more inspiration with how to do Star Tours after I kind of built it, so I'm going to go back in and redo that. Before I do that, I'm actually going to just change the side pieces here, where the waterfalls are. They are the main entrance into Tomorrowland, and they're the kind of focus and what draws people in. I found that they were a little bit too busy, there was too much going on, so I'm just kind of going to edit them slightly just to make them look a bit more kind of eye-pleasing and easy to look at. So one of the things I'm doing is just changing the tops, making it a bit more square and bringing it down into the back there just to give the whole thing a bit more depth, because I didn't want it to be just a flat wall on the back. So I shall quickly just finish that up, and then I shall get on to building and continuing on with Star Tours. And as you may have read by the title of the video, I'm building an AT-AT walker. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I have seen all the films and I do like them, but I wasn't really sure on the name, so if I am wrong then please correct me, but I believe what I'm building is an AT-AT walker, so stick around and check that out in a minute. So I saved Star Tours, the ride I built already, as a blueprint, so I've just loaded that up and I'm just placing it in here. As you can see, I've put it further away, it made that path through there a lot wider, and now you can actually see what I kind of built in the last episode. So I'm just going to kind of change the facade on this building a little bit. The side here has a warehouse kind of wall, and I want to change that to make it look a bit more interesting. So I got the idea from Tokyo Disneyland. And I just kind of try to use bits of that, and also from Star Tours from Hollywood Studios in Florida. So I'm just going to go in and add a few more little gold trims in there, or this very beigey gold, and kind of blacks and greys, and just make it a bit more interesting to look at, and you can see that this is Star Tours. I'm also going to add this little kind of backdrop here. This is just going to be like a very simple kind of Star Wars-esque background scenery for the AT-AT walker. So basically I remember from Hollywood Studios there being these big trees. I also remember them from the film as well, and they kind of got no leaves on, they're just kind of bare trees with little branches sticking out. So I'm going to try and do that by using some pillar pieces, and hopefully that should make quite a nice effective background, but nothing too complicated. Just going to quickly put the roof on the building just before I move on to building those trees. I just want to cover up all the black in there. I did the black so that if you're inside it would be pitch black, even though that you can't see the inside, so I don't really know why I did it, but I just did it anyway. So here are the trees. I'm just going to use different kind of widths of pillar. I'm using the big ones are from the Pipes and Vents set, and the small ones are the in-game pillars. Then I'm using these little pieces from the dining set from Shy Guys just to add little branches on. And I think they look like little tree branches or tree trunks. So I think I achieved what I was going for there. And now I'm going to try and build this Star Wars walker. So I'm just going to try and achieve the general shape of it. I'm just using lots of shapes. I'm going to put all the shapes together to try and create what I'm going for. So I'm building it low down first, and then I should save that as a blueprint and then rise it up in the air to do the legs. It's just a lot easier to build low down on the ground, especially with this kind of isometric view that you have in these games. It's easier to do things down low. So I'm just literally going through all the pieces, seeing what I think fits best and just kind of putting them in. This was very trial and error. But I'm just basically, as I said, trying to just achieve a general shape so that it's very recognizable. People will know what it is when they look at it, even if all the details aren't exactly in there. As long as you can tell what I was trying to build, then I guess I did a good job. So I'm just going to let you now watch what I'm doing rather than me talking about the whole thing, and I shall come back at the end and talk a bit about it so that you can just enjoy watching it with the music. So I'll speak to you then. So that is basically this built now. I'm just adding a couple more extra details on with the feet now. But basically the idea for this was to have something that transitions the main street into Tomorrowland. I didn't want to just kind of have this awkward connecting point where Tomorrowland and Main Street kind of meet and bash into each other. So I thought it'd be nice to have a kind of scene as you were to exit the main street and pass into Tomorrowland. Yeah, I just thought it'd be something quite nice to do. If you've been to Hollywood Studios in Florida, you'll know that as you approach Star Tours, there is this kind of thing that I've just done there in front of the attraction. And it is a really nice thing to add, and I just thought it'd be really cool to put into this park. And as I said, it's just a little passing scenery thing just to break up those two areas. So I think I kind of achieved that in a way. So basically I'm just going to extend the main street here just a little tiny bit just to kind of make that transition a bit easier. I'm not going to show you too much of that, as you can just see I skipped it because you've seen me build a million main street buildings in this series so far. But as you can see, the transition is okay. I'm going to put some trees in there as well just to really break it up. But this is one of the hardest things for me, was trying to figure out how to transition the main street into the side areas. I have the same problem on the other side when I go onto that bit when I build Frontierland. But yeah, it's just something I thought about for quite a long time on how to do, and this was kind of the best solution I found for doing it. So I am really happy with how it turned out. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like the Star Wars AT-AT walker that I've built? If so, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below if you have any questions. But thanks for watching. I have put some screenshots at the end of this video this week just so you can see what I've done a little bit. But thanks for joining me, and be sure to check out my other videos, especially Cedar Fair's Adventure. That project is so nearly finished. But yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
We like to feel like we're responsible to the total performance.